Hi, Redeemer. Welcome to this week's FAQ. The question this week is, what does it mean to be gospel-centered, or what is gospel-centered? That's a term you may hear. I certainly use it. I use it when I'm training teachers, or I've used it from the pulpit. It's a big buzzword in Christianity over the last 10 years. And what does it mean? It's really getting at a specific view of how people change, particularly once you're already a Christian. How does growth happen? So gospel-centered doesn't just mean you think the gospel is important. Hopefully every Christian believes that the good news of who Jesus is and what he's done for us, being saved by grace through faith alone, is how we become Christians. And therefore, that's very important to know and to hold fast and to share that with people. But gospel-centered means that we believe that the way we grow is the same way that we're born. When you hear by grace through faith, you hear the gospel, and you are transformed, because through that hearing you worship, you believe and see the goodness of God. You are transformed into his child, and there's a transformation that happens there. Well, we believe that continues to happen. To some extent, what we're talking about is this idea of how people change, and what we believe is that we change through worship. So 2 Corinthians 3:18 talks about this. It says, we all, Christians, with unveiled face, as in we've already gone through that initial transformation, we're able to see God, beholding as in a mirror, so we're looking at something, the same image, are being transformed from one degree of glory to another. This is from the Lord, who is the Spirit. Now, there's a lot there, but the main point being that it's saying that the way that we're being transformed is by continuing to look at Jesus. And so as we teach, preach, counsel, we certainly want to exhort people to transformation. We want people sharing the gospel, being more generous, loving their neighbors. But there are barriers to that, and that's our sin. Our sin is a barrier to continued obedience. We still have fears. We still have idols. And we believe that the real way that progress is made is by continuing to reorient ourselves through the preaching of the gospel to who God is. Now, that's going to sound a little different every time depending on the issue that we're addressing, but the essence is the same. We come back, we look at Jesus again, which is why we'll do that in every service, for not just non-Christians, but for Christians. Guys, God has called us to something, to holiness, and it's not where we are, but let's look upon his holiness, Christ-centered, gospel-centered. There's different ways to describe that. Let's review who he is, who we are in him, and worship and be transformed. So that is gospel-centered. See you later.